The fields around Revolt were matted and trodden with packed snow from the various comings and goings of wanderers, caravans, armies, and nobles alike. Calard of Garamont's Order of the Lionhearted caught a band of looters as they rummaged through the surrounding area, hoping to attack villages leaving or coming to Revolt to trade their livelihood to the city. Calard, an ardent protector of the people, rode out in defense of the fair peasantry of Vlandia. Little did they know that those very same peasants would act as the vanguard to Calard's army for many engagements to come. Men, they are close. Charge. Charge quickly. They can't go close to me. They do smell. Aha! Don't worry, Calard can miss every single hit as long as he gets one in. Just like that. I find that I've grown accustomed to very long-reaching weapons, and I can't swing or hit people like I used to. Aha! So leaving off right where we left off last episode, we're outside the city of Revolt, and we've just been able to capture a group of looters. It was a pretty large one, and that's going to set the course for today's episode as far as just getting some looter kills in and leveling up our men. Now, we are not at war right now. In the last episode, our war with Western Empire did resolve, and that is unfortunate because it does kind of create a lull in the gameplay. So, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm probably going to do some fast forwarding here in the beginning of the episode, and we'll spend some time doing some looter stuff and the same things over and over for a little bit, but rather than me going through a whole nother episode of that, we'll do it in fast forward mode right now. And what I'll do is I'll head to some areas, and anything that I do as far as economically or party-wise, I'll go back to normal speed and explain real quick before jumping back to fast forward. But let's go ahead and just jump right back into the main map and start fast forwarding and attacking some looters until we hopefully get another war going. We do have to have a conversation though again with Liena, our budding romance and prospective wife for Calard of Garamont, and further expansion of the Order of the Lionhearted. Let's actually take a look at this real quick. So Western mail shirt, that's going to be what we're going to focus on. It is less weight and a little bit higher, like a slightly less armor actually, than the Western mail that we looked at in the other episode, in the previous episode. It's like 2.5 less weight, and I believe it's like 2 less body armor and 2 less arm armor, but I like overall the look of it. The look of it for Calard looks pretty sweet, and on top of it, I think it's actually pretty good. A nice little balance between the two. But we'll go ahead and focus on that. But I did want to talk about that. And we also have a peaked helmet over padded cloth. That's the reward for this tournament here. We might actually do that. It's a bit better of a helmet here than the kettle helmet over mail. It's a higher tier, a little bit lower weight, which is nice, as well as a little bit higher armor, but the lower weight is nice because I'd rather spend or have less armor and less weight and higher armor, so that if I ever am on foot, if my horse gets killed or anything like that, I'd rather have the option to have a little bit more speed than suffer basically just getting trampled by other characters or other soldiers. So we can at least get a little bit more mobile. What's our weight? You know, let's actually grab some more horses if we can. Ooh, sumpter and saddle horses. Oh, that'll do. Sell this. Sell all this. And yeah, let me know again in the comments below if you want me to do an episode where I focus mainly on blacksmithing. I think, like I said before, what would be more enticing is if I filmed everything of me blacksmithing and then came back to it and just simply fast forward through it and stopped and explained my reasoning here and there, as you understood what I was doing. I think that me just sitting here going to enter smithy and waiting, enter smithy and waiting, would be kind of tedious for you guys, and I want you guys to have a fluid engagement with this narrative campaign. Well, let's do this this arena, because a peaked helmet over laced coif is actually quite good as far as a tier 5 helmet. Let's look at the likely competition. It begins in a large group fight. The peaked helmet over laced coif. Hopefully in future patches, we kind of get a little bit of a better diversity when it comes to these, at least the Vlandian tournaments I've noticed have, oh yes, take that, oh no! Forrest, no! I shall deal with this sergeant on my own then. You are clearly not the single swordsman that I am. Uh-huh, da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. That was my kill. That was my kill! Selfish cavalryman. Oh, of course it would be you, Aldrich. Take that, and I'll take your horse at the same time. But don't... Oh! I just got this horse. Ah. Tedious. I'll let him take the shots from these crossbows, though. Oh, that's their whole team. This is rigged. Take that, gallant. You can't hope to beat me. Oh, you can't hope to beat me. Haha. Calard of Garamont doesn't care if he's outnumbered. As long as he has a shield, something of a pot or a pan on top of his head, and a sword, he's gonna win the day. And you won't stop me. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing here? Where's my trusty nook? Come for me, Vlandian champion. Calard of Garamont fears not your horse, your lance, your shield, or your beady eyes. Come for me, come for me, come for me, come for me. Don't you come... Ah, ha, ha, ha! The nook! It tricks you, as it tricks them all. Vlandian champion has fallen before me. Ooh. A duel of horse. Now, I'll be honest, although I do love couching the lance, I find that dueling of horse like this is better to just kind of stab. The AI tends to really... Since the couch lance is a set stab motion, or I'm sorry, the couch lance is a set like motion here. Unless I'm able to do something like that, I really can't get an advantage off of using a straight head-on duel, because the AI will very rarely ever couch a lance back at you. It's more often than not they're just gonna go for the normal swing. This post is in my way. Yeah, see, they'll always get the swipe off before your lance will hit, because the swipe is giving them a little bit extra of a reach. So it's down to blue, yellow, and me. Whew! Raffard, you took that one in the face like a champion, but not the Vlandian champion, who was thus defeated by the Nook. Come here, Martin. Do not take this from me. This is a helmet. It's good for the entire clan. Why don't you help me out for once? Walk around with your dandy felt gloves. Yes. The people cheer for Calard. They know the true champion of these lands. Aha! Everyone falls before Calard, outnumbered and alone. Victory, nay! Oh, well, cut off the victory. Right. A feral warhound barketh from the background. Saw that coming from a mile away, hussy. Peasant, do something. Do something. Oh! Oh! Would you do something, peasant? This guy's gonna kill me! He's going to beat me. He's going to beat me now. You've done nothing, peasant, but lose this one for me. But at least we qualify to the next round, so I'll take it. Okay. Peasant, I repay you for failing me with the crossbow, which is not a knight's weapon, I'll give you that, but you're a Britannian peasant, you should know better. Oh! Ha-ha! And a ha-ha! The three swipe of doom. Calard takes today an Ostakin, another winner of another tournament for the Order of the Lion-Hearted. You can actually take a look at the leaderboard, too. Take a look at this. Go to the arena, go to the leaderboard. How does fair Calard size up amongst everyone else? Looks like we're going to organize this one by name. Number 8 in the land, it looks like. In the top 10, Calard maketh. A fitting place. So I believe, and someone in the comments can please correct me if I'm wrong, if you enter into tournaments with people that are of higher rank than you, you will actually get more because I believe their prize pool is larger. And I'm not 100% sure on this. I just know that the more you win, the lower your prize pool is, unless there's people that are below you in the leaderboard, and then your prize pool should go up a little bit. So if I were to fight in a arena with all these top 7, I would technically be able to win more money. But Calard has taken a victory here. Let's assess his prize. So this is nice. It's a 2 weight drop for the same amount of armor. It looks a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. Kind of fits the overall direction of the armor. I like that. It looks pretty nice. I'm okay with it. Artian, I see you have a decent enough helmet, and you have a kettle over mail, but you actually have a pretty decent one with the worn Highland fur helmet. And your helmet, I think, is the same. This is heavier with 3 more armor. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll trade it away. Get some good money here. That'll be a good little... Alright, so it looks like we're going to be coming back to this area for this Western mail shirt eventually, unless we find one. And we won't probably find one unless we were to get lucky and attack a minor clan that is the Brotherhood of the Woods or the Company of the Golden Boar, because they are both Vlandian. The Company are Vlandians, you can see here, and the Brotherhood of the Woods are Vlandian. So the general for these typically will have something of nice quality when it comes to armor. Now, it's not a guaranteed drop that they will drop. Oh, not him, of course. That they'll drop their armor pieces, but it is a chance, and it's unlikely that we would get that from a drop from anyone else. Again, more than likely. Let us continue our fast-forward romp until we get another conflict going, and we will see about expanding the experience pool of our army. I'm actually going to talk about what I just did. So we're going to take note of this. Turby, Otto of Turby, namely, is a powerful landowner, and we were able to get some recruits. And he also has a lot of really good men at his disposal. So we'll occasionally check back here for some better recruits. Even Helmund of Turby has got some good recruits. And what I'm going to do here is... look at all these sea raiders. It's disgusting. They're festering in this area. I believe these guys also had some pretty good... No. There's Kanak I just went to. These 4 towns are a pretty good little situation going on here. Nope, that's byproducts. This is recruit troops. Yeah, so these guys are influential. Actually, down here at Remental. Dervik's army is starting to gobble up some stuff over there too. But these guys are... So this dude is powerful as well. Recruit troops. So he is powerful, but he doesn't have Vlandian's noble line, the squires, to take advantage of. But he does have some good billmen and a hardened crossbowman in here. So what we might actually do, if I take a look at my party... No. She does have some pretty decent scouting. So what we might do is send all of our auxiliaries, which we don't really necessarily care what rate in which they get their levels, out to do a quick quest. And since we're trying to level up other things, it won't be that bad, and we can kind of free up a little bit of room while we level up our character. So what we're going to do is we'll talk to Olgernod of Remental and start this little quest here to do the bandit base near Remental. Now, I, of course, won't be attacking this hideout full of bandits at 33, and it might be because they're sea raiders, and Calard of Garamont hates sea raiders just as much as he hates the dreaded forest bandits. But it's also because sea raiders are some of the hardest bandits in the game, and their hideouts actually give a lot of advantages to the sea raiders themselves. They'll be able to chuck their throwing weapons and do a mass amount of damage to you. So if you're dealing with sea raiders, I recommend trying not to do their hideouts unless you have a corresponding amount of individuals with throwing or archery to match their throwing, so you can hopefully kill them at range. Let's talk to Olgernod of Remental.
Sorry, I don't know you.
My name is Calard, sir. May I ask your name?
I'm Olgernod. I've lived all my life here. I working the land as to my kin. A lot of the people here in Remental, the common farmers and craftsmen like me, they like me to speak for them. Even myself, a powerful landowner with a cleft chin. I know your name. It's good to meet you, sir.
I heard you are having a problem you needed help dealing with.
Yes, there's this old ruin, a place that offers a good view of the roads, and is, how do I say this, yet hard to reach. Needless to say, it attracts bandits. A new gang has moved in, and they have been giving help to the caravans and travelers passing by.
So what you're saying is you need someone like myself, Calard of Garamont, leader of the Order of the Lion-Hearted, to help you out with this grand quest against these...
Yes, any bandits there can easily spot and evade a very large army moving against them. But if you can enter the hideout with a small group of determined warriors, you can catch them unawares.
Okay. Well, is there any other way?
Alternatively, if you can assign a companion with 10 or so men to this test, they can do the job.
Well, I'll assign a companion to the job here. I know Aldrich the Loud, actually, not Adelaide, because Aldrich is the one with all of the other skills that I need, which I didn't think he would be the one. But looks like it's Aldrich the Loud who's going to be doing this for us. We'll take all these men and just kind of throw them in there for him. We need one more, and I'll do the boar champions, because... typically nothing will get killed during this. They'll get wounded if anything. But the board champions are at max level and I don't really need to get their levels. They won't come back having gained experience is the unfortunate thing in this scenario. And that's where we're kind of setting our auxiliaries. And it's kind of a fun narrative too in my mind, I think. So we'll do that. We need kind of a bit of a bug. So it looks like the Woodrunner might be causing an issue. There we go. Sometimes it'll say like it needs 11, but it oftentimes will need more because it's counting his number. So you need to get actually 11 troops plus Aldrich. That's why it says 12 of 11. And this little gauge will fill up too, so just to kind of show you guys that. That gauge right there, I'm going to drag these across. There you go. What? Did you call me a madam?
Yes, thank you, madam. I hope your people will be successful.
Chorus, we're leaving. I immediately don't like Remental. The people... Ah, a child! Have you heard of me? Have you heard of me?
Great God Monchung lifts his hand. We all hark to his command. Great God Monchung rides away. We go back to nap and play.
That is eerie.
Sorry, sir. May I be of service?
Speak respectfully about your elders, you filthy ragamuffin. I'm a madame. I mean... Boris.
We're leaving.
So, our men are off at Remental, or the bandit base near Remental, and it's going to take them about 10 days to do, which is, it should be just fine since we're already kind of doing our shenanigans across Vlandia here. So, we'll continue to kind of pursue stuff through these northern regions, coming down to Oxhall, checking for more tournaments and the such, and I'll just continue fast forwarding through these minor little engagements, which I don't think are obviously very huge to the narrative of the campaign, but you guys have said you really do want to see how I pursue those things, so I have no problem showing those off to you. So we'll go ahead and fast forward. Okay, so we've got some plans here. Let's take a look. Vlandian Levy Crossbowmen, we can upgrade all of them. We're pretty good there. The Gallant, I do want to wait a bit. I want them to level up together. But we have a promising little subject over here. He's got quite the little Imperial army as well. Looks like he's going to have a good deal of Imperial recruits and archers here, as well as even more archers from his baseline. But this should prove to be a fun little fight. So let's go ahead and fight Amalgan of the Brotherhood once more. Well, let's see if he doesn't squirm away from us, though. Aha! Oh, well, looks like we're getting some aid. No, not quite. Well, let's see. And, you know, so he does have Vlandian armor, and we'll see if we get lucky from him and get any to drop. It is very rare that it happens. I think if you have a... Oh, we get the militia in our side. I think that if you get lucky enough with roguery, you can sometimes get it even easier. But I have done quite a lot of minor battles with minor clans, and gotten quite a bit of good armor. We're 10 men short, unfortunately. It shouldn't matter too much. They didn't choose like the ace men to go out there. And actually, we can just do a full charge with them and take our cav to follow us, because the militia are going to eat up a lot of that those initial arrows, which will be nice. Cav all the way on a flanking maneuver over here. We ever make our way through the thicket of forest. Oh, my lance did not couch. But I won't need it this time. Okay. I won't need it this time. Man held. He's next to a forest tree, and it scares me. Okay. Good. Now let us charge the rear.
Charge!
A horse took a couple shots in the face, but that's okay. We have our knights charging in valiantly. Maybe not so valiantly. Footmen and sergeants are being killed left and right. Ooh! Man, we're losing a lot. Footmen, peasants. We've lost a squire already. But it is a match we are hard pressed for, so it'll be a valiant win. Swinging's a little off today still, you know? Ah, just got away. Calard of Garamont wins this one. If not taking quite a shellacking in the process. Nothing like a victory, nay! My horse was shot in the rear buttocks. Yeah, we took quite a bit from the footmen there. The sergeants is an unfortunate loss as well. You're my prisoner now, buddy. So, we got a lot of good prisoners from this, too, which is nice. Malgan himself, I do really... Calard needs this helmet. It's very befitting of a Knight of Bretonnia. Let's see if it got any good levels from this. The Spearman, we're going to need to put him to a Billman, but unfortunately, he's going to be on his own. I'm not too crazy about. I like to kind of keep stuff like that, at least with other units. Need to get over to Vlandian swordsmen and more sergeants quick. We had 5 just an episode ago. More footmen. And we'll actually do... We will go with more infantry right now. While I do want to get a lot of Volgiers, which I think are some of the best units in Vlandia, I think their sergeants are really strong too. And they hold the line, and that's what's important right now. We're going to move over to these Vlandian infantrymen. We'll leave 2 footmen, which is fine. And this will at least kind of buff up this infantry squad a little bit more. So these guys aren't as out of place. And we'll keep the spearmen as is for just a little bit longer until there's more of a backbone of shielded units. I don't want them to get just kind of cut down the second he moves over to a Vlandian. Oh, fortunately, no cool armor. But I didn't want him to move over to a Vlandian Volgier and just get cut down immediately. But we did get an upgrade, it looks like. So the Vlandian Heavy Lance will replace our Vlandian Lance. It is a cracked version, so it's just cheaper in cost, which is nicer, or not as nice, but is slightly slower thrust speed and a little bit lower handling, but we get 2 more thrust damage and a considerable amount of length, and that's the biggest portion, is getting a nice boost to that length. You always want a good length. And we'll give Mertian here this lance, because I've heard the Volge cannot be used on horseback. I believe it has to have No, I think they actually can be used on horseback. Usually if it has a little horse icon with an X through it, it can't be used. But I've heard that it might actually be a bug with it, and it still can't be used on horseback, even though it doesn't display that. So we can probably test that at another time. That was a good little romp here. Let's jump on over to Sargo, a place of misery and trickery, the likes I've never seen before, and see about recruiting anyone. No one of worth. Go to the keep and. What could you possibly want from me, Ellis? Oh, lady needs a tutor, does she? Well, Calard of Garamont isn't going to fall for your tricks, Ellis. But in all honesty, actually not a bad. It's not a bad quest. Let's donate some troops here. Oh, wrong one. We'll go to the dungeon. We'll donate some prisoners. So, let's look here. The visual recruits are nice, but I like the narrative we're building of like this Vlandia with Battanian auxiliary. I think it's really cool. It kind of like harkens to even like a historical heavy English playthrough using Scottish or British auxiliaries. I think it's a pretty kind of nifty narrative here, even though Bretonnia, I guess, is predominantly honorable Frenchmen, I guess you want to call them. And then trick I learned, you can just drag these guys that have like, even though this is kind of like a one-click one, but if it has, let's just say 30, you could just drag all 30 and it would move all 30 at once. You don't have to shift left click 6 times to move all 30. So that's just kind of a nifty little trick if you'd like to do that. 20 arboreals? Nah. We'll just take the one, whatever. 3. Oh, that's an Imperial recruit? No. We'll do this. I forgot the double arrow button. It's going to make this whole process way easier. Well, that gave us a good amount of influence, but I think another good location here is Edinburgh. Edinburgh typically has got a powerful land. Yeah, powerful with a polemark of Edinburgh. And so powerful, he just has recruits. We might be gearing up for another war because I've noticed, and you've probably seen during the fast forward, that we've actually just seen a good grip of empty units. Empty towns. Because in between these wars, you'll notice that they will tend to kind of repopulate their armies. Good. That's a nice little find there. This is actually interesting because they're both powerful. So what we've discovered this turn, or this episode, is Rodentan, Edinburgh, and really this pocket right up here has got a lot of powerful land owners, meaning that we're going to be able to find a lot of squires around those areas. Now you can download a mod that makes it a lot easier for you, but you guys know I like to test a lot of stuff, so I don't do that. But he wants to train troops, and train troops is honestly quite a tedious quest unless you have your own fief, in which case you can place your men in there and just bring the newly acquired men to train. It made it much faster. Ah, and Talviel as well. Now I have heard that the power can increase in all of these towns if you're doing quests and if you're killing the bandits, because the bandits stop villagers, and the villagers represent a specific portion of the town. Usually like, oh, this is the villagers of Rothard of Talaviel, or something like that. And if the villagers can make it to a town and back, it'll help increase the power. Now, I'm not sure if that's 100% substantiated, but I think it's kind of worth taking note of. Let me take a look at my party real quick. We have 65 men. We could use more infantry. Hovering over here is a really good way to get a really quick breakdown of your infantry. We have 15 infantry, it looks like. So maybe just getting a whole pack of recruits, and I'll show you how we can get these guys upgraded quickly. And getting them to the right level. I've shown you guys this in previous episodes, but it's just kind of worth reiterating. Over here to Chornot as well. And some troops. Hey, look, some Vlandian gallants too. So this is a pretty good little find. Another one, another good, powerful landowner. And I've personally found that there are more powerful landowners, I guess, in Vlandia than there are in the Empire. So I find that getting Imperial Cataphracts tends to be a little bit trickier than, say, Vlandian squires, and thus their noble line. Wow, King Durthard's army is very huge. Very huge. So what we'll do is, we'll jump into a party here, party screen, and we'll make these guys 5. The peasants don't need to go in there because at this point they're just kind of fodder. Make this 5. The Vlandian infantry is fine. The recruits are at the bottom. 5. Oops. Move them to the top. Try and keep this as organized as we can. And what we'll do is we'll just do some of these looter engagements. We'll fast forward a little bit more. Still waiting for a conflict to arise. It's been taking quite a bit of time here. But again, I don't want you to have to watch through every single foray. I want to be able to explain things to you, go do some stuff, and we'll have a kind of progress from there. So let's go back to fast forwarding, and we'll see how this progresses with getting these Vlandian recruits up, and maybe even recruiting a couple more. Probably a good idea to explain this. Doing some additional purchasing of fish here. We're actually going to buy a lot and go trade it at Sargo, because you can see that's a real good sell price over at Sargo. Capacity is exceeded. We're also going to need some more horses. Although Calard is not a trader by trade, he is a trader when he needs to trade. Because trading is trading. And when you're trading, sometimes you're making money. Other times, you're not really making a lot of money. But Calard knows when to trade and when not to trade. Have I confused you? We'll get some grapes here as well. The grapes are mainly for the food variety. And we'll butcher these for more food variety as well. Calard is also not a man who's afraid to butcher things. So buy these desert horses, because we need an increase on our speed. Buy maybe like 1 or 2 more mules. There we go. Sell all of our goodies here. Imperial nasal helm, which is quite nice. Not fit a Vlandian aesthetic. Full short bow. Ah! Addy, perhaps you'd like an upgrade. An upgrade you shall receive. And everything here can be pretty much sold as well. At least we'll get some money out of this. And what we did, we bought 234 fish. And we bought 40 olives, 25 grapes. So those are going to be pretty promising when we go over to Sargo over there, it looks like. I like to kind of look at things that are about... I'd say like I want to get like a full... So this is... I'm going to buy fish at 10 and sell them at Sargo for 21. So I want that level of value in there. Even do that. That's fine, I guess. Just clear them out of fish. Calard's just rolling around in it. And the grapes are mainly for the army themselves. We're not going to sell all of the fish. We're going to keep some. Anything else that sells for a promising amount? Butter sells for an exorbitant amount. And Sargo is just having a run on goods. You typically want to take a look at the prosperity of the locations. Sometimes the higher prosperity will have a higher demand for fancier stuff like pottery or leather or silver ore, stuff like that. Like, I mean, look at that. Sargo's got a small demand for it as well. Pottery, Sargo there, can buy it for 53 and sell it here. Or buy it in a vault for 37. Should have done that when I was up north. So, we've done that. Let's go ahead and fast forward over to Sargo. Okay. And the reason we fast forward rather than running and attacking looters is that we want to get there as fast as we can to sell these fish. They already went down a little bit in price. So we can try and... It's about good. And sell this butter. My lord, we sell the butter. Maybe some olives here. A bit. Grain might be cheaper here or somewhere else. Yeah. What else can... We did make some money off this. A good amount of money, actually. Leather and common horn? Oh. Striped leather. Stripped leather it is. Nice little upgrade. I've noticed that our horse is just taking lots of damage. Doesn't seem to be any good saddles here though for the fair mount. Oh, I'm sorting it wrong. I would always love to get the Northern Light harness, but quite bugged right now. Okay, that'll do for now. I got a good amount of skill in trading there. That'll be nice. Let's go to the Tavern District. No one there. Go to the Keep. Durthard and Philonora. Durthard, what do you want? Durthard needs garrison troops in Sargo. Well, we've already seen that little situation. So let's take a look at our character. We do have a focus point to spend. So, our riding is not going up as fast as I'd like it to. Our one-handed and our polearm are catapulting up. The riding should be going up a little bit faster in my mind. But, we'll leave it as is. Our charm is very good at 36 with 5 social, so that'll increase in time. Steward is going up pretty well. I would say maybe leadership for the future. Calard will, of course, be a leader of men, leading them across the battlefield, or actually even tactics, because we've probably reached that learning limit just about. And increasing our tactics will increase it passively as we use tactics in our own fights, when we do auto-resolves, or if we're fighting as part of another army. So we'll increase that. Let's see, I don't think anyone else has anything. Ah, an attribute point for Mertian. You clever dog, Mert. You know, we're actually just going to increase your endurance. And we're going to put another focus point here into smithing. Because again, I want that to be his primary focus. Actually, no. One more into riding for him, and then endurance. There we go. As I do want to be his focus, I also want him to get riding skill, because he's doubling as my knight, you know? He's my squire, my fellow cavalier. Another one here for Calard. Oh, I pressed reset, that's right. So, tactics, there we go. Make sure we're all good. Yeah, we're all set. So, let's take a look at our little encyclopedia here. Let's go to heroes. Because there are no armies to attack, perhaps we should attack the love of another woman. She's in the town of Ruland. We'll see about confronting fair Liena once more. Let's go find her on the open field. In Callard's mad dash for the affections of Liena, he has come across quite a large band of looters. Being attacked alongside Vartan, he's looking to exact vengeance upon these brigands who would otherwise terrorize the countryside of Vlandia. All my mental looters have joined the enemy side. They shall rue the day. We'll actually get everything to kind of charge in. And as always, the cav shall follow me into the night. See our men kind of taking their time. That is quite a nice situation you got over there. Oh, hello. Good day, Vartan. My name is Calard of Garamont. So you have a nice set of armament. Quiet, huh? Must have undoubtedly heard about the force bandits. I assure you, it was but once. Got you on the backswing. Aha! Are you impressed the way that I kill peasantry? Make sure you tell the Lady Liena of my valorous strength and ability to ride down looters haphazardly through the forest in winter. My men recently recovered from pneumonia, and you can see they're all doing quite well. Right, so a victory here. But a short one. Anyone of my party? No one of my party took any wounds or hits. Let us continue our journey and look and search for Liena and our affections towards her. Just to quickly jump back in here while we pursue Liena ceaselessly throughout all of Britannia and Vlandia, we just completed the quest here for the Bandit base near Rementel. And by doing that, we got a little bit of charm bonus from it, so it's now at 37. Aldrich Loud gained some one-handed skill. We also gained some steward from it and got a nice little bit of money. I also had to remove some of our Vlandian recruits and our peasants, unfortunately, because I overhired, forgetting that, of course, we're going to be reinfused with another 10 men in the army. But let's go ahead and just take a look at some of these guys and upgrade them really quick. We'll get them all the way up to saplings. So we've got 13 saplings, which is quite nice. I had to get rid of 2 of them as well. Everything else should fit the role back again of our auxiliary attachment. Aldrich coming up here. Back to 4. You see, only one of them is wounded from that little engagement, as well as the Spitanian Highborn. Perfect, okay. And the spearmen and infantry. We have a nice solid core of infantry once more. By hovering over myself, I can tell really quickly. So I've got 21 infantry, 33 ranged, and 14 cavalry, which is a pretty good little setup. And the 6 horse archers, and those 4, that number that says 4 text ID stir troop, that's our 6th group. The horse archers are our auxiliaries. So we now know kind of the composition of our army. Let's go ahead though and keep trying to find Liena. At this point, we can just kind of fast forward. Right, so it looks like she made it to Varchag all the way up here in the frigid north. And it makes me think that we're about to get into a war here. It's going to look like we're doing pretty much almost another episode of Lacking War. But this massive army is here. So let us have a conversation. Ooh, who is Siliphind? Well, looks like you're not married either. If things don't go well, I might be taking a liking to you. But let us continue our conversation with Liena. See where it leads. Calard, so good to see you. I'm not myself. I've had quite a bit of ale, and there's Cornish game hand for as far as the eye can see. So, it's been too long though. It's been too long. It's been so long. It's the longest it's ever been. So, what is it, milady? Good to see you're in good sorts and in good spirits. Perhaps we should discuss a future together. This might not be the best time. I know. We're in the middle of rabble-rousing, and I wouldn't want to put you at an odd sorts. Nonsense. I've been thinking about that, though. I insist that my husband conduct himself according to the highest standards. Take a look here. Calard is indeed a man of his word. He is honorable, he is chivalrous, he is a very good first section. But also, he does hope to alleviate the world's suffering. That is his ultimate goal. His ambition is to unite Calradia under the banner of Vlandia. So, lady, I do what I can to alleviate the suffering in this world. I hope that is enough. I am happy to hear that, Calard. I think you should try to win my family's approval. See here, loyalty or virtue, that's our toss-up here. And he's a knight of Bretonnia, a knight of the realm. Virtue is one of the largest portions of a Knight of the Realm into a questing knight, into a Grail Knight for the lady. So I think that, I can only hope that if they come to know my virtues, they will accept me as you have accepted me, Lady Liena. I am also happy to hear that. Yes, I think I would be honored to accept your proposal. Aldrich, as head of our family, needs to give his blessing, and he is my father as well. There are usually financial arrangements to be made. Right. I have won the fair Lady Liena's hand. Now, I must pursue this to the fair Lord Aldrich and see if we can... keep that, relax a little too much over there, huh, Calatild? All right, moving away from you. Make sure you don't get near my wife. Okay, so we have our work cut out for us. We have to find the father now of Vienna. It looks like we have also Ingolthur here that we can talk to, maybe to further our quest with Enretze's Folly. Ha ha, Calard! It's been a while. So then, what is it? Can you tell me anything about the Battle of Pendrake? I've heard that you know more about it. And as Ingolthur and Calard continued their conversation, it was a conversation about a war between the Imperials and the Aserai. In a fight back and forth with the Sturgians assisting in the aid of the Imperials, they were able to fight back Azerians. Is there anything else? I must leave now. You have very fetid stench about you. I gotta go. Thank you. No problem, Calard. Goodbye. Oh, man, Ingolthur has lost it. Let us go back to our men and see if there are any strange tournaments in this strange land. Just our luck there is. One for a northern leather tabard. Now, this will undoubtedly be a challenging fight. As you can see, yet again, there are no troops in this tournament at Varchag. It is entirely comprised of nobles and notables. It's going to be difficult for Calard. But hopefully... Oh! Sylvand! If things don't work out, maybe you and me can get a duplex together. Morkin. Oh, this is bad. Oh, the double axing is something I haven't seen in a long time. Calard is not used to the axe. A hatchet to the face there, Fernhard. Oh, you chambered me, I chamber you in the neck. Oh. I see my Lady Liena is not here to see this disgraceful fight of axes. Oh, Mertian! I knew you would be there. This might be bad. Oh! Aha! The spin attack into the face! Chop! Engulfer! Take that, you crazy crone! Picking up another shield. I just have to take down Ekarand. Coming at me hot. Calard is not afraid of you! Now the nice thing is that this axe will do more damage than that sword would. Theoretically. Calard pushes ahead, yet again in a challenging tournament of Varcheg here. Run around to another axe fight with you and me, Thomond. Your miss is my benefit. Oh! A hit! Oh, that was a heavy chop. Oh! Another chop. Aha! Oh, this isn't good. To get in between these two. Alright. Take that, and I shall loop around behind you. Loop around behind you. Ah. Oh, no. Oh, take that, Thomond. A shield broken is a shield gained, is what Calard of Garamont always says. Cold dead eyes of a man of Bretonia. Whew! This is a spicy one. Thomond and Calard yet again. We have fought this fight before. You clearly have a much higher one-handed skill than me. Get some distance. Oh, right in the old shin. Get some distance. All he does is just howl at me wildly. This is not going to be good. Oh. Oh no! Calard has lost. Just barely in the third round. And who takes it? Fair Ekarand. We've lost quite a bit of money, unfortunately, in this this foray, but it was a fun one in the lands of Sturgia. Man, that was a brutal fight. Wow. We have some stuff we can sell here. And hopefully, again, we are amping up to a war as we have moved this massive army up to the northern regions of Sturgia, something we took at the very beginning of this campaign that before we were actually merchants of Vlandia. And by merchants, I do mean mercenaries. Okay, go to the keep. Done this. Go to the arena. We've done that. Your troops is just going to be a ton of Vlandians with unkempt beards. Something of salt. At that, we will conclude our 7th episode here, or 8th episode, of Calard of Garamont's grand adventure throughout the lands. And now that we have Liena in a better position, we can propose that marriage and get that all wrapped up, and hopefully sometime in the beginning of the next episode, we'll get a second war going here. As we can see, you know, Vlandia has expanded, like I said, into Varcheg, and we can now hopefully get something going from another conflict, hopefully with Britannia once more, or with Sturgia to kind of vary things up. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got maybe perhaps even a Northern Empire or even an Aserai conflict in the small amount of time to come. But as the snow melts in the frigid Northlands, as spring comes into Calradia, we'll hopefully have more of a intriguing episode when it comes to the 9th episode for Calard of Garamont. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. I apologize for, again, not having as much action in this episode, but again, it is just kind of setting up for hopefully a grand series of wars, conflicts, and sieges to come. I find that this beginning portion of the game does get a little bogged down area, but it does pick up usually quite quickly when you do get those conflicts going. And if you're okay with this style of episode, just go ahead and let me know. What I'm thinking of doing is for the next one, I'll jump in and kind of progress stuff a little bit to get to the next conflict, and that'll just simply be me attacking looters and getting more experience for the army. And then once we get the next conflict going, that's when I'll probably start the episode. If you'd like that instead, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. As always though, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that kind of fun action. Let me know in the comments what you're liking and not liking about these episodes, and I can fine-tune them as I continue Callard's great quest. But as always, have a good one and take care.